Welcome to San Francisco and Game 4 of the National League Division Series between the Chicago Cubs and the San Francisco Giants. For his lineup against Matt Moore tonight, not a lot of changes, but some notable discussion points and a notable cold spell for Anthony Rizzo, who is hitless 0 for 13 this postseason. Jason Hayward gets a start in right, David Ross at catcher. Those were two positions that we kind of speculated as to what Joe would do on our way to the ballpark tonight. Well, some of the fastball usage that you talk about, John, he does start fastball heavy early on the great overall season he had. And a ball, strike three, starts the night. Moore's 2-2. He swung on and missed. There's that good changeup you talked about once again. The payoff pitch. He lost him on ball 4. Base runner for the Cubs in their half of the first, and an 0-2 pitch home to Ben Zobrist that's chopped out to second base. Joe Panik gathers it in. Nothing doing against Matt Moore to start the night. Bochy's Game 4 starting lineup. Span, Belton, Posey started out. Pence, Crawford, and Gillespie, the 5 and 6 holes, changing places from last night. Joe Panik, Gregor Blanco, and Matt Moore round things out for San Francisco. Than Madison Bumgarner, Cole Hamels, or anybody else you want to produce. 29 regular season starts when we signed on. Lackey's never been better. He does, however, yield an opening base hit to Denard Span and more. Span into second with a leadoff double. Belt sends a drive out to center field. Drifting into left center is Fowler. Span will tag up. Into third with one away. Posey into right field. Hayward back on it to make the catch. Tagging up at third is Span. Throws not even close, and the Giants are on the board first. And a wave and a miss. It's a slider that takes care of Hunter Pence. But for the first time in this series, the Giants are the first to score. Learning of those choices in the next couple of days. Russell sends a fly ball to left. This is going to stay in the ballpark for Blanco, and there's one away.
Let's go, Matty! There you go!
And Hayward lifts a fly ball into shallow center. Crawford backing up from shortstop to make the catch. Green light, swing, and a fly ball into very shallow center for Denard Span. A trio of fly balls made for very quick work for Matt Moore in the second. A pass that Brandon would like to take back. A swing and a miss. That's the second strikeout for John Lackey tonight.
It didn't go quite as smoothly from there.
That's going to be a tough play. And Gillespie's aboard. Runner goes, and Panik shoots it into left field. Gillespie unable to get past second despite the head start. And the Giants have something cooking in the second. Got him looking. Matt Moore bounces the first pitch to Anthony Rizzo, and Lackey pitches out of it. Two runners left stranded through to 1-0 San Francisco in this series. He sends a high fly ball to left. That one well hit. Blanco can't bring it back. David Ross has made it a 1-1 ball game. And a big swing and a miss finishes off the at-bat. Fowler sends a comebacker back to Moore, who smothers it and then almost yanks the throw. But Fowler is retired for route number 2.
The playoffs.
A swing and a miss. Nothing further after the Ross home run. Well, David Ortiz and Mark Teixeira may have gotten more fanfare among retiring players, but none has had a bigger impact in the fall than David Ross. We're tied at 1. Span doubled and scored in the first. There's a ball smothered by Baez. Ridiculous throw and a ridiculous play. Come on! That's barely humanly possible. Wow. So when he got the glove on the ball, you may have been thinking what I was thinking, John, and that, wow, this is a great effort, but he's going to be safe. Yeah. And we have a ruling. Apparently this one's overturned. Span safe. Brandon Belt into the opposite field. Zobrist retreats to make the catch. There he goes. Ross's throw down to second is in time to get him.
You gotta be kidding me. This is.
And there's ball 4.
And tag.
Pence with a drive well hit to center field. Fowler back at the wall to end the inning. A lot going on there in the bottom of the third. At the end of it, it's still a 1-1 tie. The 3-2. And there's Rizzo's first base hit of the series. Oh, you knew he was due. 4 again out of the stretch. The full count pitch got him. That's 5 for Matt Moore tonight. The next 1-2 home. On the ground is shortstop. Crawford to Panic to Belt. They've got them both. Nothing comes of the leadoff single. 9.
Man rotation.
Gillespie into right. A 1-out single in the Giants' fourth.
Second half. And just yesterday.
Into right. Panic's at it again. Gillespie to third. The 3-1 home. He will not. Ball 4. 2 to Moore. A base hit into right. Here's Gillespie to score, and the Giants reclaim the lead. An 0-2 pitch to the pitcher. Coyle. To Rizzo. Into shortstop. Russell gets one. Throw to first, and Lackey can't finish the double play. The run scores. Boy, John did everything he could. He fell on the bag and just couldn't get it done in time. Belt to center field for Fowler, and that'll retire the side. Not before the Giants can play to fair. The range of emotions in a postseason game 4. Jason popped out to shortstop in his first at-bat tonight. Sends that into center field. Span had him played well, and there's one away. His first 2, as that one's bounced out to shortstop. Gillespie has to dodge the bat, and Baez is safe at first and more. Ball got by Brandon Belt somehow. Baez into third. Jorge Soler on deck to pinch it next. Ross sends that one into shallow right. Pence comes on and makes the catch. Tagging at third is Baez, and one of those runs comes right back. Got it. The curveball accounting for strikeout number 6 for Matt Moore. It's back to a 1-run ball game. Posey with a topper. Grimm's got a bare-handed and hurry, and Rizzo with some fine footwork on the receiving end gets it done for route number 1. Often in the postseason. And Pence has a base hit at the middle. Finally something to show for some really good at-bats by Hunter Pence in this series. Here's Brandon Crawford now. A swing and a drive well hit into right. Hayward back, feeling for the wall, and it's off the top of the wall. Pence had to freeze, gets as far as third, and a booming double by Brandon Crawford puts runners in scoring position with one away. For Chicago, their second reliever of the inning is the veteran left-hander Travis Wood. Gillespie into right center. It's down for a base hit. Here's Pence to score. Into the opposite field. Zobrist under it to make the catch. Tagging up at third is Crawford. And the Giants add on again. On a hop to third for Bryant. He goes the short way to cut down Gillespie. Not before two more can score for San Francisco. And there's ball four to Fowler. A flare out to shallow right. Pence coming in fast, but it drops in front of him. Throwing to second base. In time to get Fowler, who had to freeze between the bags. Wrap to third. Gillespie picks it and cuts down Bryant to retire the side. Matt Moore is all smiles tonight. Middle of the sixth. Giants on top 5-2.
By two different pitchers.
And Span's caught looking. It was the Javi Baez home run that was the difference. Brandon Belt with a drive into the opposite field for Ben Zobrist. And the side's retired in order for the first time by a Cub pitcher. A high pop just outside the cutout. And Hayward goes fishing. Can't catch up to it.
In the lineup.
On the ground for Crawford. And last year's Gold Glove Award winner at National League shortstop puts the finishing touches on a 1-2-3 Matt Moore authored seventh. Carl Edwards Jr. was the only Cub reliever that did not get into the game yesterday at the win. And I'm not sure there was a lot of confidence around him back then. But another great play by Baez. 2-1 pitch to Pence. Is slapped to second base. And there are two away. 2-1 from Edwards to Crawford. That's a fair ball, playable, and David Ross is quick to jump on it and tag Crawford out. Edwards gets through. The Giants in order. Cubs down to their last 6 outs tonight. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Chicago trailing by 3.
Magic.
9 strikeouts. Soler with a swing and a drive out to left field. Playable for Blanco, shy of the track. 10 strikeouts for Matt Moore. Last of the 8th, and another pitching change for Joe Madden as right-hander Hector Rondon takes over.
Last night before Chapman came in, you see Soler in right field and Hayward now playing center.
Another base hit for Connor Gillespie. Make him 4 for 4 tonight. And a called strike 3 taken by Panic. They have put together a fantastic roster. Will flip to second base, and with the quick hands of Javi Baez, the double play ends the last of the 8th. Bryant, Rizzo, and Zobrist, the last chance for the Cubs tonight. It's been the streak that's had the better of the curse. 3 outs. He with 1 career save.
That's the area you got to be careful of.
And a base hit for Chris Bryant. Leadoff hitter aboard here in the top of the 9th. Has limited left-handed batters to a 4 for 33 line. Ball 4. The 3-1. Lined into right field. That'll rattle around. Bryant scores easily. Rizzo held it third. And it's a 2-run ball game with nobody out in the 9th. Will Smith was actually stingier against right-handed hitting during the regular season. Back up the middle and through. Rizzo scores. Here's Zobrist, and the Cubs have tied it here in the 9th. Hayward bunting. Smith will go to second. They cut down the lead man. Throw to first is offline. Hayward's on his way to second. The go-ahead run in scoring position now. Trying to keep that go-ahead run at bay. Baez singles back up the middle. Hayward's being waved around, and Chicago has taken a 6-5 lead. Ross sends it on the ground to Panic to Crawford for one. They get the double play, but the Giants have some work to do. 4 in the top of the 9th inning. The Cubs are 3 outs away from punching their ticket to the National League Championship Series. Last night, Chicago came up big. A late rally fell just short. Chris Bryant hit a game-tying home run. Tonight, Chicago has broken through against the Giants bullpen again. To the bottom of the 9th in a 1-run game. In Chicago on Thursday night, but 4 runs in the top of the 9th inning has given them a chance to close out this series here. And the Giants are down to their final 2 outs in the 2016 season. And the Giants are down to their final out tonight. And the Chicago Cubs are moving on to the National League Championship Series.